But we do have colder air returning on Friday, much colder. We could see temperatures back in the 30s in the morning. So if you're Black Friday shopping, I know a lot of people do it online, but if you are heading out, you'll want a coat for sure. The National Weather Service put this out in advance of those storms that we're going to see, but it is most of East Texas with the exception of deep East Texas. So go ahead and take a look at this map here. You can see all the counties highlighted in red, once again, with just the exception of deep East Texas is under a tornado watch that goes until 4 a.m.
Well, guys, it is already a beautiful start to the night. I would say this is much better than last week, especially with our friends that were in some rain last week. Don't have a whole lot of rain on the radar tonight.
Category 4 Beryl making its way towards some of those islands. Wind speeds at 130 miles per hour and gusting up to 160. When the temperature is in the mid to high 90s, the equipment at the park can burn your skin if you're not careful. Just take a look at that temperature. Closer to that average high. Average is about 64 for this time of year, so we're right on par. By the time we get to Wednesday morning, though, maybe a few showers. You can see we've got this wind coming up from the south that's bringing in the humidity, a little bit of cloud cover and warmer air. So you can see our temperatures are now in the mid to upper 50s, deeper East Texas, maybe in the 60s again by about 7 a.m. on Wednesday. We do have heat advisories and excessive heat warnings still in effect that goes until 8 p.m. tonight. Orange here, that's our heat advisory. Pink is the excessive heat warning. Now for a heat advisory, that means our heat index value needs to be 105 or higher for at least 3 hours. Same thing for the excessive heat warning, except the heat index needs to be 110 or higher for those 3 hours.
Savannah, it's hot out here.
It sure is very hot out here, so make sure if you're coming out, you are bringing your water.
There have been 3 radar confirmed tornadoes ongoing, and 2 are in Shelby and 1 is in the Sabine Parish.
Yeah, but you can see kind of our polygon here. I don't think Lovekin, yes, no, Lovekin is not in that. Looks like it goes over Zavala, but you can see this is kind of our polygon right here. So a little bit of a Titan indicator showing that we do have a little bit of rotation, and you can see it's in that severe thunderstorm warning that had that tornado possible tag on it.
Just a lot happening. Debris was tossed all over the place, and we did have some of this on our radar as we were watching this move through the Appleby area, and the National Weather Service did confirm.
Just because we go above freezing during the day doesn't always mean, especially if we're not above freezing that long, that it won't refreeze overnight. So as the sun comes out and the wind kind of starts to blow, Kim, you're correct. That will help us dry up some, but unfortunately, because we can refreeze at night, that's when we start to see problems. Well, we've been talking a lot about Hurricane Beryl, Tropical Storm Beryl, so I wanted to give you a breakdown really quick before Sarah shows you the latest track of the difference between our tropical storms that we might be seeing. So what we can see is a tropical depression. That means that we have sustained winds in that cyclone at about 38 miles per hour. Tropical storm, this is what Beryl is currently. That means the sustained winds are from 39 to 73 miles per hour. Now, that's not the gusts, that's our sustained winds. And for a hurricane, just not a major hurricane, so anything below a category 3, that means that the winds have to be from 74 mile per hour or greater. Once again, Beryl has now weakened to a tropical storm as it continues to move up to the northeast, and then will weaken again to a tropical depression as well. So the wind speeds are slowing down, but the gusts can still be quite great.
Well, we had a really nice afternoon today. Temperatures across East Texas made it to the upper 60s and low 70s. The average high for this time of year is 57, so we were well above the average. You can see deeper East Texas almost making it to record highs. Lovekin close to 76, Nacogdoches in the upper mid 70s as well. A little bit north of I-20, we're still in the upper 60s, but all in all, a very pleasant day across East Texas today, and temperatures haven't fallen far just yet. We still have these south winds that's bringing up moisture and warm air from the Gulf. Now, the bad thing about this is it does give our atmosphere fuel for storms later this evening. So the quicker things can cool off, that's actually better for us. So taking a look at our storm chances tonight, the National Weather Service does have our northeastern counties under an elevated risk. Most all of East Texas under just a marginal risk, but you can see that we've got our elevated risk at a hail threat all in the yellow in this hatched area right here. That's where we could see our large largest, most damaging hail as well. Now, you can see most of East Texas under that elevated risk. Deeper East Texas close to Hemphill may be just a low risk, but almost all of us have a good threat for hail tonight. Same thing when it comes to wind gusts. Our red here, this corresponds almost exactly with our elevated risk for severe weather. This is also where we'll see our strongest winds and the potential for a few spin-up tornadoes. Now, the threat is across all of East Texas, but thankfully it's a little bit lower across other parts of East Texas, but that doesn't mean that it's zero, so we'll have to keep monitoring that overnight tonight. So I wanted to walk you through future skycasts. This is a look at about 8 p.m., maybe a few showers and heavier pockets of rain north of I-20 closer to I-30, and then we've got a few sea breeze showers that'll blow up throughout the evening. This is what we're watching though. This is our line of storms we've been monitoring and talking about. You can see it develops off to our west at about midnight to 12:30. That continues to move in, and the part that's the most concerning is this edge right here. I would say that bowing segment is where along the front of that we could see the most damaging winds and maybe as well as some embedded tornadoes, and that's why that enhanced risk follows kind of this area close to Linden, Jefferson, around to Gilmer and Mount Pleasant, up in that area. Now, thankfully, this line continues to move out and it makes its way out around 5:30. It should be gone by 6, but behind it, even though we clear out, follows wind from the north, bringing in much cooler temperatures and bitter cold air tomorrow. We also have a wind advisory, which isn't going to help out our wind chill tomorrow. We could see gusts up to 40 miles per hour or more. This goes from 6 p.m. tonight, so it's already started, until 6 p.m. tomorrow as well. So if we look at our future skycast wind gusts, you can see tonight at 10, they're already gusting pretty heavily up from the south. As we move through the night, this line of purple right here, where we see Mineola at 43, Tyler at 30, Palestine not far behind that, that's actually our storm front. So we could get very gusty winds along that line, and that's where you can see that here. As it continues to move through, we see that small break where we have winds die down just a little bit, but then the winds shift from the north, and like I said, we get gusty cold air behind it, bringing our temperatures down throughout the day and wind gusts into the 30-mile-per-hour range tomorrow. Thankfully, they die out as we go through the evening. So very gusty winds from the north. Our temperatures tomorrow going to struggle to get out of the low to mid 40s throughout the day. And if we're on the topic of that cold air, we've got that Arctic air blast moving in. Looks like Saturday evening into Sunday. We shall have colder air, but our coldest air arrives on Monday. Possibly that wintry mix as well, and we could be at sub-freezing temperatures for 48 hours or more, not going above freezing until Wednesday afternoon. Potential for ice in that wintry mix, maybe snow and sleet there still as well. We're looking at maybe a quarter inch. That does cause problems for power lines, downed tree branches, as well as driving conditions. So make sure that you're taking caution. Even if it's a little bit on the road, it still could cause some problems. It's a good reminder also to protect the 4 Ps. People, your neighbors, yourself, your pets, of course, bring them inside. Don't leave them out in that cold weather. Your pipes, go ahead and start preparing tomorrow, although it'll be cold, not as cold as what we're expecting to see. So get out and wrap those plants and pipes as well to prepare for early next week. We've got those storms and afternoon wind moving in tonight and tomorrow. It'll be gusty and cold. Enjoy your Saturday. Colder air arrives Saturday night. That'll keep us cold Sunday, but even cooler air arrives Sunday night into Monday. That's where we drop below freezing until potentially Wednesday afternoon.
Savannah, I am your father.
So let's try it. Ready? Technique here by the middle.
Go hard like a football.
Woo! Brennan, is it too early to decorate for Christmas?
Yes.
Yes, Brennan says
After
yes.
Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving. Well, we'll see what people think when they get this cold air. In fact, when we looked at the storm last night, it was a Category 1 and is now a Category 4.
Yeah.
So it has really rapidly intensified.
But for today, you need glasses like Savannah has.
Maybe red, white, and blue, maybe just your normal sunglasses. It's not too bad, and you know what plays a big role in that is actually the dew points. And so I wanted to start by showing you. I wanted to start by showing you. Get over here, Mariah, if you know.
Oh, so good. What about you?
I thought you were going to say the after Thanksgiving nap.
Well, that too,
that's
yeah.
my favorite.
Well, that's
And you care about the weather. They care about you today, Savannah.
I'm important today.
That's
I'm
right.
important today. Well, grab a jacket. I'm Savannah Hale. I think I was born to be a mascot.